Well, hello there, my fellow Scars. Good times with Scar here, bringing you another super awesome Minecraft episode. And in today's episode, we return to the Scarland roller coaster project to work on our underwater show scenes where we're going to build the lost city of Atlantis. So let's get this episode underway. Alright, and welcome back to Scarland, a land where we take survival building to the extreme and look at all the landscaping throughout this area that's being filled in. We have trees, we have rockwork, bushes, and all sorts of great stuff that really gives this whole area a great feel and opens it all up. Before, we just had a flat landscape that was bland and boring, but now we have something that has life to it, which is kind of cool to see. And it is great to be back. It is so excellent to be here working on videos, making videos for you guys once again. Just absolutely makes me so happy. And before we get into today's video, I gotta show you guys something. So we're gonna head down into our show scene that is after the underwater section. So of course this track leads from the underwater section, and then this area goes underground. So I need your guys' advice. So we have this whole section underground. What would you like to see this show scene in this area be? Would you like to see it be like a lost dwarven city? We could do maybe a really cool crystal cave. So let me know what you guys think would be cool in this section over here. There's a lot of possibilities. We have a lot of room. It's really high ceilings, and I think that'll be really cool to do something, but I'm not 100% sure what. So I wanted to get your guys' feedback on what you would think would look good for that show scene of our roller coaster. But in today's episode, we have lots of work to do. So let's go and get on the roller coaster and head down to the construction site. Alright, and welcome aboard the Scarland roller coaster. So something we need to start to work on is getting the sound effects for the roller coaster built. So that is something I got to start to work on, is getting some of that. And you can also take a peek at all the landscaping starting to fill in the area. Looking kind of cool now. But yeah, so sound effects. For the chain lift, of course, going up this hill, we want to create a chain lift sound, you know, a clickety-clack. Of course, maybe inside the actual roller coaster station, we want some air brake sounds. Of course, maybe some safety spiels. I think we have a lot of cool ideas for that. I just gotta kind of figure out how to do them. And of course, here we go down the hill, and there's the Viking ship being crushed by the sea monster. And looking good, looking good. Look at all the little shipmates up there all trying to fight the creature. Definitely pretty cool. And of course, in our last episodes, in our underwater section through here, we worked on this room throughout here with our water ceiling, and of course our tunnel that we built on Twitch, and that leads out to our sunken ship scene. And now it's all blank and boring, as you could tell. It looks very, very boring, very, very indeed. So let's stop right here where I've placed these pillars, and this is where we're going to work today. Now this expansive section along here, we're going to work on that on Twitch today. So definitely follow me on Twitch. There'll be a link in the description, and you'll be notified when I go live. Or you can follow me on Twitter, because that's actually the best way of finding when I'm going to go live. All right, so we'll work on all of that section. So first thing we're going to do, we're just going to basically lay out this section, and there goes the minecart. Most likely, when that comes back again, it's going to have Bob on it, Bob the Creeper Building Inspector. Yeah, that's not going to be a fun situation, not at all. So we don't want to cover up this, because that's my way to my crafting headquarters for this project. So what we're doing here is we're just going to build up a really basic shape here. So we're just kind of getting a really basic, you know, rock formation shape along here. And that will lead us to having a nice entrance for our cave. So once we leave the cave section, we'll have this area. And the things we're going to work on today is getting like an ancient city. So something like Atlantis built up here. So because of course we're underwater and everything along those lines. And what I want is to have this area be, you know, kind of like a lost city. Just a couple pillars, couple little details like that. And then there's going to be a giant archway that leads into the sea monster. So I think that's going to be really cool. So we have this basic shape kind of built up like this. Next thing we need to do is just start to kind of claw out the ground like this. As you can see, so we're just going to start to kind of cloud ourselves a little bit of space there, cover that up, and start adding sand, because of course the bottom of the ocean here, we have our sand built up, looking very cool as always. There we go. So we're just going to start to get this basic shapes going like this, and then we'll just continue to kind of carve this out, and then we'll start building our city of Atlantis. Alright, and welcome back, and we've got ourselves quite a bit of progress. So as you can see, I started to box in this corner of the cave, kind of getting the walls built up here, and of course getting the sand all situated and arranged down here. So we just still need to work on this side over here and then continue the corridor going across there. And it looks like Bob the Creeper Building Inspector is making sure the track and that mine car are in check. And didn't I tell you earlier, that creeper's gonna get in that mine car. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that he will. So it's pretty fun to take, you know, a really blank slate like this. So I kind of like to think of this building as a show building. So at Disneyland, or, you know, in a theme park or something along those lines, when you think of a dark ride or something like that, that tells a story. You know, not just a roller coaster that's built over a parking lot, which might be fun for some, and of course, but it's not something that I personally enjoy. Like, I love a good, like, you know, kind of a thrill ride, but with a theme, with a twist, with a story, all that good stuff. Kind of like an Indiana Jones, something like that you might find at Disneyland. So whenever I've, you know, thought of attractions and things like that, my entire life I've wanted to be an Imagineer. I wanted to create these rides. I wanted to create the things that you see in theme parks. So when I think of this, is kind of like that, kind of like getting to do that for myself, kind of doing that in the Minecraft space. So this is my show building. So my show building here is where my ride kind of fits in. And if you think of like Google Map or something along those lines, what you can do is, you know, look at Disneyland from above and find the Haunted Mansion. So do this with me. While you're watching the video, go to Google Maps, go to Disneyland, find the Haunted Mansion, okay? So you'll find the Haunted Mansion, and you'll find the little white antebellum-style mansion, you know, what we built here in Minecraft last Halloween. And then look behind it, and there'll be a gigantic green building. And that gigantic green building is actually where the ride takes place. The ride doesn't take place, of course, inside that beautiful little mansion. No, no, no. It takes place in the back with the giant show building where all the mechanical things, the track and all that good stuff is all stored. So that's kind of like what we have here. We have this giant expanse of nothing, but we're slowly filling in our show building with all sorts of cool and interesting little details. So at least that's kind of my philosophy behind this, and it's my passion. It's what I love doing. I've always wanted to create theme park attractions to give people, you know, a fun experience, something fun to ride and just, you know, have fun with. And I'm getting to experience that right now, building in Minecraft, making videos for you guys. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing. We're kind of building up these walls, kind of making it feel a little bit more cave-like, like you're kind of in a trench underwater. And yeah, so I'm going to continue to work on this, add the sand to this side, and we'll be right back. Alright, and welcome back, and as you can see, we're starting to get some progress. We've got our sand, we've got our stone starting to fill in the area, giving it a little bit more of a feel like we're going into a trench in the undersea areas, and I think it's starting to look pretty good. I think Bob the Building Creeper Inspector over there approves of it, but we're going to get right into it now, and what we're going to do is I'm going to sneak on over here, and I'm going to place this block right about there, looking good. Oh, here he comes, here he comes. Yep, he did not approve of that block placement. That is not up to code, and he's ready to go. There we go. So let's sneak back over here, and this is our undersea area. So this is going to be the lost city that you pass through, well, underwater. So I think this will look pretty cool once we kind of get a little bit more detail placed upon it. And I just want to add little bits of detail here and there, like, you know, columns that have collapsed and are being buried by the sand, so the currents have taken it and, you know, did their way with it, you know, covered it up and all that good stuff. I think that'll look really cool once we get a little bit farther here. Let me move this over there, put our stake aside for just one moment. There we go. And let's see, let me place this right about there. Looking good, looking good. So I think this needs to go up one more block, like so. And then we can come around here like that. Now, this is a little bit wider than I wanted to. I wasn't anticipating this extra, you know, width of the roller coaster track. So we had these extra 2 blocks. I forgot. I was measuring it when I had it in my head, spaced out from this block outward. But you know what? It'll be okay. It'll be okay. We can always expand it if we have to. There we go. It's looking good. It's looking good, but I think we can really add some more detail to this to make it pop a little bit more. So let's jump up here, and we're just going to run this across here like so, and I think we'll get something kind of cool. So let's bring that across here. And I'm going to go like that and jump on back over here. Bring that across here like so. Jump on down. Clear out our scaffolding. There we go. And how are we doing? Oh, I like that. That looks pretty cool. I would like to make it look a little bit more distressed. So I had this idea of creating like cracks in the column, but I don't know if it's going to look any good. So my thought was that I could place like something like that to make it look like, you know, the quartz is starting to erode or it's starting to fall apart. I don't know if that looks good. I guess that's kind of up to you guys. Once we get a little farther, if you can give me some feedback on that and be like, Scar, I like it. Scar, I don't know. We'll see. So give me some feedback on that. There we go. I like that. So let's put this across here. There we go. So that's the question. When you try to make something look distressed, old, broken, things of that nature, it's kind of a delicate balance because you don't want it to just look ugly or just not right by any means. You want it to look right. You know, you got to give it that sense like, okay, that, you know, column's been weathered. It's been beaten up in the elements for a very long time. You just don't want it to look like, oh, that person just forgot to finish it or something along those lines, because that it's not going to look any good for anyone. Okay, there we go. And let's fix our scar mistake. Put that block right about there. And then I'm going to take some half slabs. My inventory is getting a little full. There we go. And as you can see, I didn't put the half slabs on the back side, just saving some resources because you won't see those on the right. There we go. I'm liking that. I think we can add some more detail. Let's clear up here, get all these extra little blocks here and there. And yeah, I like that. I think that's a really good start to this. So give me 1 second. Let me continue to modify and I'll see you in just 1 minute. All right, and welcome back. So we're making some progress here. So one thing I've come up with is to kind of incorporate a little bit of cookies and cream block and quartz into the walls, making it kind of look like those used to be pieces of buildings. They're just becoming one with the sea, kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean and Davy Jones when they become one with the ship and all that good stuff. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So I'm actually going to go over here and I'm going to just kind of play with this for a second here, just to kind of see how this will look. So I want to create a column that looks like it's been snapped in half. So that is my idea anyway. So I'm just going to kind of run these pieces up there like that, cut that piece off, and just something really simple, something like that. I think I'm going to use this as a temporary scaffolding for just 1 second. And I just want to bring those up there so it's a little bit more in line with the rest. There we go. And yeah, stuff like that. I think that could be really cool. So to make this look just a little bit more natural, if we just give it just a little bit of a base, I think would look a little bit nicer. Yes, there we go. See how we made that extra little base down there? I think that really comes together pretty nicely. Okay, yeah, more of those things are gonna look amazing. The next thing I think would look cool is if we could make this look like a big column had fallen right here. I don't know. Do you kind of follow what I'm saying there? I think that could be kind of cool. How would we do that? How would we do that, my friends? I'm not exactly sure. That's going to be the fun of it, I suppose. There we go. And let's actually reverse that. One more back. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that'll look really cool. And then we'll just put it like that. There we go. Sweet. And then we'll cut these pieces off the back and cut that off there. And yeah, just kind of work with this a little bit and bring this piece up to about here. There we go. Bring that piece up to there. And I don't know if I like those side pieces. That might make it just a little too thick. So why don't we back off those? There we go. Back off these pieces. Wonderful. There we go. And yeah, I think we can kind of work with that a little bit more, make it look a little bit more natural, like it's a broken column. What if we even just kind of went like that, like it's, broken off like that? Yeah, that might be something. That might be something. What if we, angled it down like that? And nah, I don't like that as much. I think half slabs might be cool. What do you think? Maybe just do a simple like half slab here, half slab there, and then we could just do it like that. Something like that. Might be. Something like that might work. I think this needs more work. Like that piece needs just a little more loving, if you will. So let's work down here a little bit more. So one thing I want to do is add some extra little bits of column work down here. There we go. Awesome. And then below that, if we can take out some of these blocks and just start adding some of these down there. Like maybe this used to be kind of a pathway that kind of led to the temple or something along those lines, but now it's becoming, you know, of course, run down and all that stuff. There we go. So just stuff like that, I think, could really, really add a little bit of detail. Now, of course, you're going to be zipping by this section of the ride pretty darn quick, so you have to take multiple rides to see all the good stuff when, you know, exploring this area of our ride. So that column you can't see very well. I might do another one right there, so it kind of blends in a little bit because you would have to turn pretty far to see that one. But yeah, so that's kind of the idea. So I'm just going to continue to add more of these blocks, and I'll see you in just 1 minute. All right, and welcome back, and we've gotten a lot of progress done in the last 2 hours here, and we've gotten the walls pretty well set up. We need to make our, you know, water ceiling and all that good stuff on the ceiling there. And of course, I've gotten more detail. We have plant life, we have all sorts of different variety of textures throughout, and it's starting to look pretty good. I think this is the perfect column design. So as you can see how it has kind of these little cobblestones that look, you know, all rustic and it's wearing away. And I think that looks pretty good. This one over here, I took out once again because I still haven't found the exact design I want. And well, we're going to try one more time. We're going to try one more time. So we're going to push this out like so. And then we're going to swap that out, grab you, and jump on the top here. And I'm going to go like that. And I'm going to sneak over here. And I'm going to go like this, as you can see. So following along. And then I'm going to go like that. I'm going to cut the end off right there. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to swap those back and see if I have any. Oh no, we're out of them. I was hoping I had some more of these guys, but I don't believe I do. But I think I can simply. Oh no, those are chiseled. How do you make those again? Oh, there you go. I always forget, even though I just made like 10 of them a minute ago. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and I think I'm going to hold it at that pattern right there. And then I'm going to go, let's see, I'm going to go like that. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Looking good. Looking good. Kind of what I envisioned. Here. And I'm going to cut that piece out. And I'm going to go like that. And then I'm going to go like this. Hopefully this works. Hopefully. So I'm going to go like that right up against there. And I'm going to call that awesome. I think that's awesome. We'll get there to the point where it is, but I think that's at least a good start. It does kind of give the feel like it's, you know, broken, it's broken off, and it's kind of fallen apart. And I think it looks a little bit better. I like that a little more than the one we had chosen before. But of all the columns, this one's a bit tricky. This one's a bit tricky. Yeah, but I like it. I think that'll be pretty cool. I think that'll be nice. And yeah, so next thing we need to do, we need to add some bubbles and then do a little tour because we're just about wrapped up. All right, and welcome back. And we've got ourselves our lost city of Atlantis ruins over here. Pretty well built up and ready to go, just minus our ceiling. We need to get that installed. But look at this place. Oh, it's looking super awesome now with our bubbles floating in the air. Water, by the way, not air. And then we've got our seaweed growing in. And of course, we still need to work on our lighting and get that arranged. But we've got our little, you know, cool little quartz thing built up and ready to go. We have our columns built in. And look at this guy. He's still here. And we need to clean this up after our creeper exploded there. But yeah, it's starting to come together. And it's really exciting to kind of, you know, see something forming in that area of the build. Now, of course, this section over here will be built on Twitch today. And then in our next week's episode, we're going to work on some more sunken ships in that back corner for where the sea monster is going to go, where he's, you know, crushed a bunch of ships all around him. But I just wanted to kind of go through here just to give you guys a visual picture of kind of how that all will look once it's complete, of course, with the ceiling all built up and ready to go. And well, guys, this has been Good Times with Scar, and I always really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos. And if you believe the videos deserve a rating, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, we'll see you later. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter.